The New York Knicks are back, baby. It looked for a second like Victor Wembenyama was gonna steal Christmas, but the New York Knicks rallied back and they are hot right now. I'll admit, when they started out 5-6, I was a little bit concerned about this Knicks team, but they've developed together, they've built chemistry together, and now they have won 5 in a row, 10 of their last 12, and are 15-4 since getting off to that 5-6 start. And yesterday, it was all Mikal Bridges. 41 to beat the San Antonio Spurs, but it was a late defensive adjustment that held Victor Wembenyama to 0 points in the last 8 minutes of the game after he had 42 in the first 40 minutes of the game that won them this game. Great adjustment by Tibbs. We'll talk about that after we look at the heroics of Mikal Bridges yesterday. Mikal Bridges on the year averages 18.1 points per game, 3.3 rebounds, 3.3 assists in 39 minutes, which actually leads the NBA. To go with a steal per game on 50% shooting from the field, about 37% from three, and generally is probably the number 3 option on a nightly basis for this Knicks team, maybe number 4 option depending on how well OG is playing. But yeah, he just dropped 41 points on Christmas Day in the Garden, 17 of 25 from the field in what was just an explosion. And that's the cool thing about this Knicks team, right? Obviously, they got the 2 stars in Brunson and Cat, but their 2 defensive wings in Bridges and Anunoby can both go for 40 on a given night. And last night, it was just death by the midi. Like Kenny said, just midi after midi, getting to the rim. And then all of a sudden in the third quarter, he got hot from downtown, but turnaround fade, bucket over Vassell, who's a solid defender. Then we're going to get going from downtown. This one was in the first half. Little and one here against Keldon Johnson. And then he was 6 of 9 from downtown. And in the second half is really when he got heated up. Fading away to his left. That's a tough shot. Tell the crowd about it. One more from Cat, knocking it down over Chris Paul right in front of the bench in the fourth quarter. And then about a minute later, nice screen by Deuce McBride there. He's going to get another one, bucket. And then just great movement without the ball. Nice little pass there by Josh Hart, fading away into the bench. I think that was number 6. And then he became the closer, essentially, with 4 minutes left. Gets that tough midi to go, then gets to turnaround fadeaway over Sohan, and that was maybe the toughest bucket of the night. Getting Wemby off of him and then fading away, falling away over Jeremy Sohan. Really tough shot to hit there. And then this was the dagger right there, right? Fade away towards his bench, and the Garden is ecstatic. Now, Wemby had 42 and 18, and make no mistake about it, they really couldn't guard him in the first half. He was frying this man, Karl Anthony Towns. And no offense to Cat, because, you know, Wemby can really, if he's hot, he's pretty much frying anybody, but Cat just can't get there to contest. The closeouts are a little slow. He's just a little slow everywhere, whereas OG, yes, he gives up like a foot in height to Wemby, but he's a whole lot quicker defensively, and that's the adjustment we're about to look at that they did make in the second half. But just know that Wemby was giving this man Cat trouble all night long. He had 40 points with 8 minutes left to go in the game. With that being said, if you are enjoying today's video so far, make sure to hit the like button, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button. As you can see here, a large majority of the people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. Also, go check out the football channel as well. And yeah, let's take a look at this adjustment that Tom Thibodeau made. It was pretty much genius. So the big switch that the Knicks make down the stretch is, well, Cat was in foul trouble as usual, so they're going to have OG guarding Victor Wembenyama here. And all this sideline out of bounds play is Chris Paul is just going to cut through, Trey's going to get it, and then Wemby's going to pop, and they're just going to get into a 2-man game here with Victor and Devin Vassell on the empty side over here because everybody else is going to cut through. And you see as this is happening, Wemby's going to pop. And the Knicks right here, this is the exciting part about the Knicks. They have the 2 of the best perimeter defenders on the wing in the world in this matchup right here with Bridges and with OG. And as Wemby tries to get into this dribble handoff, right, OG does a great job of giving him space to get through on this dribble handoff, so he's still there. Keep in mind, Devin Vassell, great mid-range shooter. That's probably what he likes to do more than shooting the 3. And OG is able to help Bridges as he's putting Vassell in a straitjacket, but also recover to Victor Wembanyama. Wemby's going to come up and get another pick and roll here. The first 2 times it didn't work out, so he's going to try again. And watch the help and recover by OG. He's here, right? And then Precious is going to dig in a little bit. Mikal's going to recover, and then OG's going to be able to recover to Wembanyama beautifully. Absolutely beautiful closeout. And great contest. He contested as best he could. I mean, he's 7'5", and that's a miss. Once again, and this is ATO after timeout, right? You've got OG guarding Wemby, and then you've got Mikal Bridges guarding Devin Vassell. And just look at the pressure that Mikal Bridges is able to put on Vassell. OG does a great job of pushing Wemby out of the lane, not letting him get to his spot down here in the post. Because if he does that, then that's an automatic, turn around, and he's just going to shoot over you because he's a foot taller than you. But great defense up here, great defensive pressure by Bridges, and then they're out and run. And this is going to turn into Josh Hart brings it into the front court, kicks it out for 3, and that's a huge swing to give the Knicks the lead. This is the second closeout that may have won in the game, right? So you got OG here. He's playing drop coverage. If this is Cat or somebody else, they're not able to get back out and contest this shot. Notice that Precious is over here guarding Jeremy Sohan, so he can also be in help. He's kind of like a free safety down here because you're not worried about Sohan hitting the 3. Now, if he gets too far over, Mikal Bridges has to at least know where he's at because he is the lob threat coming in behind Achua, who has gone to help. But that doesn't even matter here because as Chris Paul comes off the screen, and this is what I was talking about yesterday, I love in this situation down here for Wemby to go post up, especially when he's got OG on him instead of launching more threes. But Chris Paul takes OG with him as far as he can. He's still got Deuce on his hip, and then he's going to throw it back to Victor and just watch the contest. That's as good as it's going to get. Much better than Cat or Precious would be able to do. Good enough contest. Almost touches his hand. Wemby ends up going a little bit long. Knicks get another rebound. This was by no means a video made to rag on Cat, but, simply he got cooked the other day. It will help when Mitchell Robinson gets back, the best center for the Knicks defensively, obviously. But Cat on the year is having a big-time year. 24.6 points a game, 13.7 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, on 53% shooting from the field, 45% from 3 on 5 attempts. Come on now. That is ridiculous for a first year in New York in his 29-year-old season. Still don't know why. Well, I do know why Minnesota traded him, the salary cap, but man, it's looking like they got the worst end of that deal. As for Jalen Brunson, the mayor of New York is averaging 24.5 points a game, 7.8 assists, 3 boards, and a steal in his age 28 season. 48% shooting from the field, 42% from 3 on 6 attempts. And yes, his scoring is down a little bit, but hey, they added Cat and they added Mikal Bridges, excuse me. I keep saying his name wrong. But yeah, of course, Brunson's going to take a little bit of a step back when you add 2 20-point-per-game scorers. And then Josh Hart, right? 14 points a game, 8 boards, 5.4 assists, 1 steal, 36 minutes a game on 58% shooting from the field. He's up to 40% from 3 on 4 attempts. And that man is the sole reason that they won the other night. Those 2 clutch offensive rebounds down the stretch. Hats off to Josh Hart. He uses all of that heart that he has. No pun intended. But with that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to the like button. Leave me a comment down below and hit that subscribe button if you did enjoy it at any point. And with all that being said, we're looking for 200 likes on today's video. If you could help us out, that'd be greatly appreciated. And with that being said, thanks so much for watching.